A very good afternoon to one and all. Respected Principal, Dr. Ashok M. Agrawal, respected Vice Principal, Dr. Mukta Karmarkar, coordinators, teachers, and my dear students. I welcome you to the webinar on professional ethics. It is a great honor to have Dr. Shirish Limaye as our resource person for this session. So before we start this session, I would like to introduce you to our resource person for the day, Dr. Shirish Limaye. Dr. Limaye is MCom, MPhil, PhD. He is a volunteer of Ramakrishna Math, Pune. Sir has an active participation in different activities of Ramakrishna Math. He is a retired professor and head Department of Accountancy, Symbiosis College of Arts and Commerce. In all, Sir has 37 years of teaching experience. He is an author of 14 textbooks in the Faculty of Commerce and participated in 36 audiovisual programs produced by Educational Multimedia Research Center, EMRC, of Savitribai Phule Pune University and Asian Center for Research and Training. He has participated in international and national level seminars and conferences and won Best Research Paper Awards in 7 such conferences. He takes keen interest in student counseling and guidance. He is a recipient of the prestigious Dr. P.C. Shezwalkar Ideal Teacher Award, which is instituted by the Maharashtra State Commerce Association. Sir also has the Vocational Excellence Award instituted by Rotary Club Gandhi Bhavan, Pune. He is a distinguished associate professor instituted by IIT Powai and All India Computer Society, India. Sir has special felicitation by Swamin Govind Devgiri, Acharya Kishore Vyas for his contribution in education. Sir has special interest in music, dramatics, and sports. We heartily welcome you, sir, on behalf of Kaveri College of Arts, Science and Commerce.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Is it okay if we start the session, sir?
Yeah, yes, I am prepared, but let us see whether all students are there.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, we can start. Many of them have joined on YouTube as well.
All right.
Yes.
Just give me 1 second to share my screen.
Sure, sir.
Yes, I hope you can see my screen now.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, all good to go, sir.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Over to you.
Yes. Yes. Good afternoon, my dear friends. Is my voice audible to all the 112 students present? Is it audible? Somebody should give me some feedback also. Either the teacher or the student.
Yes, sir, you're properly audible.
Okay, let me start now. Today, my lecture is going to be on professional ethics, as you can see it from the slide. Let us chant a small prayer. I will chant the Sanskrit part of it and you read the English part of that. Om Sarvetra Sukhinas Santu Sarve Santu Niramaya. Now you read the English part of it. Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukkham Apnuyat. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. At the outset, I would like to thank Principal Ashok Agarwal sir for inviting me to deliver this lecture. Also, I am grateful to the Vice Principal, Dr. Mukta Karmarkar madam, and the program coordinator, Dr. Shweta Bapat madam. Also, Sai Kulkarni madam, who introduced me so nicely before the session. And also, I am grateful.
Limaye sir, you have muted yourself.
Also, the other professors of this esteemed institution, many of them, I know them personally, the administrative staff of this esteemed institution, and also my dear students, the topic today is going to be professional ethics. My dear friends, after you complete your BCom, many of you must be planning to go in for chartered accountancy as a profession, or cost accounting as a profession, or many of you may be opting for company secretaryship as a profession, or somebody may go into law as a profession and take up law as a profession. Somebody may go in teaching and take teaching as a profession. Somebody may go to MPSC, complete MPSC, and do some some service for the state and the nation by doing UPSC and all. My dear friends, whatever is the profession that you are doing, you have to follow some ethics, and that is going to be the topic for today's lecture: professional ethics. Let us take a small example. You go to a small say the ready-made garment shop. The manner in which you are being treated there by the shopkeeper, that is called that depends upon his ethics. He greets you well. He calls you with your first name, or he calls you Mr. Miss. Okay, and then he also shows you a lot of variety of products that he has. So the relationship or interaction that he has with you, the interaction that he has with the customers, the interaction that he has with the employees, how he behaves with the employees. Is he very rude, or is he very compassionate, or is he very very lenient? Okay, that reflects his professional ethic. Also, how he behaves with his suppliers. Okay, or then how he behaves with the tailors, who made the ready-made garments, and in case of repairing, then he goes to the tailor. So how he behaves with the tailors. Also, how he behaves with the manner in which he interacts with the bankers, or the government, or the society at large. So that is called the ethical part of the profession. So there are basic manners and etiquettes like saying please while asking, thanking somebody when you are receiving something, or respecting the others and elders. Okay, being polite when somebody serves you. Okay, put away your technology when you're talking to others. Now you are listening to this lecture, so you should not go in for your other mobile phones and cell phones and talking to others. That you should stop. I hope many of you must be doing that. Or greet people with a smile, shake hand, and make eye contact with the person with whom you are talking. Okay, do not visit unless you have been invited. All these are ethical parts. All these are the parts that a professional has to follow as a matter of ethics. And instead of ethics coming from outside, ethics should come from within. Okay, ethics should come from within. You are nurtured, and you are developing some habits in such a way that naturally you are very polite. Naturally, when you say get something from somebody, or when you are asking somebody, you say please, and so on. Let us take another example. You go to a grocery shop, and the grocery shopkeeper is selling you a product, which is after the expiry date of the product. Grocery shop is very attractive, but what he's selling is this. Should he sell this product or not? Is it ethical to sell this product? So that becomes professional ethic. That if you are a good professional, you will not deceive your customers. Even the milkman knows the secrets. Yes, ordinary people, they also have their professional ethics. Profession is a calling in which one professes to have acquired a body of knowledge by undergoing a rigorous training. Don't be under the impression that the housemaid in the home, or the milkman, or the rickshaw driver, they also have acquired some knowledge of their businesses, but they also follow some professional ethics. A housemaid knows all the secrets of your house, but she doesn't disclose it. That is her professional ethic. A milkman knows all your secrets, but he doesn't disclose the secrets. This fellow, a rickshaw driver, you are sure that he will return the balance money, and he will not run away, after taking 500 rupees from you. He will take 500 and he doesn't give you a change. That is not ethical. You will find that almost all the rickshaw drivers will wait. They will give you the change, and then only they will go. A chartered accountant, a cost accountant, or a company secretary knows a lot of business secrets of the company in which he is working. So he knows their debtors, he knows their creditors, he knows their financial positions, he knows which vouchers are there for supporting the transactions, which vouchers are not there for supporting the transaction. He knows everything. But when he changes the profession, when he changes the company, or suppose the company changes its chartered accountant and somebody else becomes a chartered accountant and you become the chartered accountant of their competitors, then it is a professional ethic that you don't disclose these business secrets. Okay, the important ethic that the housemaid knows, the rickshaw driver knows, okay, the milkman knows, we also should know that that is a professional ethic. I have deliberately not started the lecture with definitions. We are going to go to definitions later on, but let us make the things very interesting for the students by highlighting these examples. Okay, do you remember the sentence that Spider-Man said in this movie Spider-Man? He says a very beautiful sentence. He says, with greater power comes greater responsibility. And when you occupy top positions in the management hierarchy, if you are a vice president of a company, or you are a president of a company, or you are a you are a manager of the administrative head, or you become the principal, you become the teacher, with added power comes added great responsibility. And therefore, one has to follow a lot of ethical, values, when he goes up in the ladder. So let us understand the ground rules for professional ethics. The first ground rule for professional ethics is that you must be trustworthy. The second rule is that you should respect others. The third rule of professional ethics, irrespective of whatever is your profession, no doubt your profession will lay down some ethical part, like chartered accountants has to follow their ethical, ethics of their profession. That is besides the point. But all the professionals, irrespective of the profession that you are in, you have to follow these ground rules for professional ethics. Be trustworthy, respect others, okay, or own the responsibility. Let us say it's a five-star hotel and you are working as a friend or manager, and there somebody comes and asks you, where is the washroom? You cannot just show him, point it out that you go straight from here, then go left hand side, then go right hand side, and then there is a washroom. No, you have to assure him. You have to go with him and show him the washroom. Of course, you have to stop where the door is. You should not go inside. That's a ethical part. Say, for example, somebody comes and tells you that the ceiling fan is not working properly in my room. Then you own the responsibility. Remember that. If you are a professional, you will own the responsibility and you will tell the customer, although it is not a part of your duty, you are working as a, say, for example, you are working as in a different capacity. But somebody comes and tells you the fan is not working in my room. What will you do as a professional? You will say, yes, I will look into the matter. You should own that responsibility. Because you know the internal stuff. You go to the concerned person, tell him, and the fan is repaired, and go to his room and say, sir, is the fan now repaired? So you should own the responsibility. Many of the people don't own the responsibility. They said, this is not my work. Don't tell me. You go to this department, you go to that department. That is not correct. Because those internal things, a professional will take after the internal things. Okay, the next part is that you should deal fairly with the customers, with the suppliers, or with the government. You should be fair in dealings. Next ground rule for professional ethic is caring towards the well-being of others. Always you should think of others, caring the well-being of others. And the last one is you have to prove yourself to be a good citizen of the country. So, my dear friends, 1 second, these things are interrupting my view. Anyway, yes, the professional. Are you following professional ethics? Professional ethics concerned with the behavior and practice when you carry out some professional work. What do you mean by profession? Let us understand the concept of a profession. My dear friends, profession is a calling in which one professes to have acquired a body of knowledge by undergoing a rigorous training, and that becomes his profession. Let us take an example. Medicine. You are an MBBS doctor. So you have undergone a 5 years rigorous training and you have acquired that body of knowledge. So medicine is a profession. Law is a profession. There is 5 years law course, there is 3 years law course. So there is a rigorous training in order to become a lawyer. Teaching is a profession. You have to complete MCOM, you have to complete some test, you have to complete PhD, for becoming a teacher. So you have acquired a body of knowledge by undergoing rigorous training. Another example is you are an engineer. You may be a construction engineer in the construction field, a mechanical engineer, an electrical engineer. But remember, you have acquired that body of knowledge by undergoing a rigorous training. So engineer is a professional. Engineering is a profession. Chartered accountancy is a profession. Cost accountancy is a profession because you acquired a body of knowledge by undergoing a rigorous training. Cost and management accounting, okay, is CMA, is also a profession. And so suppose you become a veterinary doctor, then that's also a profession. Pilot, okay, completing some degrees, taking some degrees in aviation is also a profession. Professionals, remember, they do a lot of business. As a professional, you do a lot of business. You follow some ethics, that is a different part, that is important one, but you do some business. My dear friends, can you tell me what is business? What is the meaning of business? Business means either doing some trade, buying and selling of goods and services by using your professional skills, or carrying out some aids to trade. That is, you are in advertising field, you are in banking field, you are an expert knowledge in banking, you are a banker. So you use your professional knowledge for aids to trade, insurance, packing, and so on. Remember that trading or aids to trade or your profession you are doing with an intention of earning profit, with an intention of getting more money, okay, than your cost. And when this comes into picture, when profit comes into picture, then your business objectives and your interest of the society, they clash. Now, how do they clash? Let us learn the next slide. Let's go to the next one. How do they clash? How do business objectives and interest of the society clash? When you say that profit maximization is my goal, how do you get profits? Selling price minus cost price is equal to profit. And when you say I want to maximize my profits as a professional, you want to maximize your profits, what does it mean? It means either increasing your selling price or reducing your cost, or doing both in order to maximize the profits. So when you are increasing the selling price, you are actually exploiting, then beyond a certain limit, then you are exploiting the customers. When you are reducing the cost, what are the elements of cost? Material cost, labor cost, other expenses. And when you are reducing your cost, means you are using inferior quality material. That's also is going to be harmful to the customer. So this means that when this business interest and your interest of the society, they clash because there is a profit objective, and so the interests clash. So tell me, my dear friends, in your opinion, answer this question. In your opinion, is the business, is the society above profession, or the profession is above the society? Can you answer? Is the society above profession, or profession is above society? Anybody can unmute and answer. Yes. Both these sentences are not true. Let us go to the next sentence, which says, what is important is the profession and the society must go hand in hand. That is very important. They must work hand in hand. A chartered accountant should not take some decisions which are injurious to the well-being of the society. And we know that there are cases after cases where the chartered accountants have given wrong reports, and that has damaged, okay, the shareholders of a company. The company was required to be closed down. It was company closed down because of the wrong auditing of the work or by the chartered accountant. So, my dear friends, let us come to the topic of meaning of ethics. Let us go to the etymology, from where this term comes from. My dear friends, ethics is a term that comes from Greek word, and that Greek word is called ethos. Ethos means character, ideals, norms, or morals. We just said that the society and profession should go hand in hand. Okay. Now, when we say that society and profession should go hand in hand, there has to be some professional ethics that the professionals must follow. Chartered accountants must follow their professional ethics. Cost accountants must follow their professional ethics. Like that. Or the doctors must follow their professional ethics. So, professional ethics means the professionals should follow what the society, what is socially right, and they should avoid doing what is socially wrong. This means that each profession has got its own laws. 1 minute, madam. One window is popping up every time. I don't know how to close it. One window.
So
is
what window it is? Can you just read it out?
This window is popping up. How can I stop it? Because that is disturbing my flow.
Right.
How can I hide it? Shall I say? This window is disturbing.
Okay, okay. Sir, you can just drag it and put it at the right side.
Okay, I'll do that. No, it is not going at the right side.
Or at the top.
No, but at the top I did. Let us see. Now it is not there. Now it is not there. Still it is popped up. See.
You can just drag it, sir. Drag and put it at the top, topmost.
At the top here. Okay. Okay. And this one is coming in between. Admit and view.
Okay. Okay. Just a moment. So you may have to restart the screening. I'll just do one thing. Just wait, sir.
What can I do?
Just a moment.
ठीक है नहीं तो राहु दे सर.
सर एकच मिनिट थांबा.
One minute, my dear friends. It's okay, madam. राहु दे सर. ठीक है. ठीक.
ओके सर तुम्ही कंटिन्यू करा. मला जमलं तर मी करते साइड बाय साइड.
My electricity has gone here. Okay, ठीक है.
Okay, sir. You can continue.
Okay, let's start. Okay, ठीक है. So remember, my dear friends, professional ethics means ethics relating to the particular profession which one has to follow. If you are a chartered accountant, you have to follow the manual given by Institute of Chartered Accountants as professional ethics. Okay, but if you look at the term ethic, remember, ethics means the behavior of an individual. How do you behave? And that is not governed by any law. That is not governed by any rules, morals, or values. So far as professional ethics are concerned, you have to follow certain rules, laws. But if you want to be ethical, then you don't have to follow any law. It comes from your bottom of heart that I will be concerned for my customers. I will give my best service to the customers. Like that. So it depends on individuals' values, morals, norms, or ideals. I hope that you have understood the concept of ethics and business and professional ethics. Professional ethics are relating to the profession. They are given by the institutes that govern the profession. And you have to be ethical means you have to do whatever socially is right. Whatever is socially wrong, you should not do it. But if you think only about ethics is not governed by any rule or law. For example, you should be truthful. But there is no law for this. Or you should be righteous. You should behave in a righteous way. Yet there is no law for this. Because it comes from your bottom of heart. And therefore you are righteous. Okay. Or therefore you are non-violent. Okay. Non-violence is also a value. Ethical value that you have to follow. So remember, my dear friends, professional ethics must take into account the relationship of professionals and clients. For example, if you're a doctor, then a doctor has to help to cure, he has to promote and protect the patient's health, and all these things he has to take care. He has to do, maintain confidentiality, okay, or protect the patient's life. All these things he has to look into because he wants to take care of the clients. If you are a teacher, then all these ethical code that you have to follow. You should not talk bad about other teachers in front of students. That is ethical. That may not be written in the professional ethics, but that is ethical. Going to the class at right time, leaving the lecture at right time, okay, solving the problems of the students, anytime when the student asks the question, counseling the students, all these are your professional values that you nurture. And that's why it becomes a professional ethic. That is your professional ethics. Okay, the teachers association may give you certain ethical part, or in the university law there are some ethics that the teacher has to follow. You are following them, but still you have to follow these part also. Okay, professional ethics must take into account the relationship between profession and the society as well. Recycling is important. Soil conservation is important. You have to do the manufacture a product which is eco green, and so on. Use the products that will not be harmful to the society. Instead of using paper, you can use digitalize the documents. Okay, because that is not harming the society. Or use the electricity as economically as possible. So there are certain professional ethics. Basically, these are ethics, and they are applicable to all the professions. If you turn on the lights, you should turn them off. If you unlock it, you have to lock it. If you open it, you have to close it. If you break it, you have to repair it. This is being professional. If you cannot fix it, call someone else who can do that. If you borrow it, return it. If you use it, take care of it. If you make mess, then clean it up. If you move it, then put it back. If it belongs to somebody else and you want to use it, get permission. Getting the any article of somebody else without his permission is stealing. If you don't know how to operate it, don't operate it. If it doesn't concern you, don't mess it up. These are basic ethical values that one has to follow irrespective of his profession. Professional ethics must also take into account the relations with professionals. Like you have to work with, say for example, you are a chartered accountant, and Indian financial accounting code tells you that you have to have integrity, you have to have objectivity when you are assessing the accounts of some company. You have to be professional. You have to use your professional competence and due care. Then you have to be confidential. You have to maintain certain documents confidential. Don't leak it out. Okay. Then also your professional behavior. You should avoid gossips. Okay. A colleague bashing, listen to and relying of rumors that comes through grapevine. For example, you are in teaching profession and some teacher tells you that, did you know that this thing happened in our college? And you rely on it and you start passing on that message to the other people. That is not correct. That is professionally unethical. You got it? So according to the IFAC code of ethics of professional accountants, integrity, objectivity, these are the professional ethics. Professional ethics also maintains relationships with employees and employers. You have to create a safe environment for your employer. Employer should create safe environment for the employees. Okay, he has to maintain the dignity of the labor. He has to pay fair wages. He has to handle the business with honesty. And from employee point of view, employee must come on time. Employee must work for the whole time because because the employer is paying for him. So my dear friends, when you go for employment, you cannot talk, you cannot use your cell phone for making a personal call during the time of your employment. If you are employed from 9 to 5, as far as possible, avoid, unless and until there is an emergency, avoid talking on cell phones, because that time is of that employer. He is paying you for that. So you should not do some personal work during that time. The employee, should be careful while he is using the equipments of the employer, and employee must be give respect, to his employer. These are also, these are the professional ethics by the employer as well as by the employee. My dear friends, we are now the important aspect. In order to inculcate such ethical values in us, what one should do? One should read good books, one should listen to good lectures, and one should participate in some such discussions. This Stephen Covey has contacted around 3,000 business people, and he found out some traits in their behavior. and he wrote a book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. My dear friends, we should inculcate these 7 habits, you know, in our personality, so as to become ethical. Hello, is my voice audible, madam?
Yes, sir.
अच्छा, इतनी इलेक्ट्रिसिटी केलेली आहे.
Okay.
टॉम
okay.
फेरी कहते हैं कि आप मुझे आपकी आदतें बताओ, मैं आपको आपका फ्यूचर बता दूंगा। और ये बात सही भी है, क्योंकि हमारी आदतें ही हमारी पहचान होती है। स्टीफन आर कवी ने 1989 में दी 7 हैबिट्स ऑफ हाईली इफेक्टिव पीपल पब्लिश की, जो आज तक की सबसे बेस्ट सेल्फ हेल्प बुक में से एक है। और आज हम इसी बुक की 7 हैबिट्स के बारे में जानेंगे, जिसमें हाईली इफेक्टिव लोगों की फर्स्ट हैबिट है बी प्रोएक्टिव। जब इंडिया में जीएसटी अप्लाई हुआ तो कई सारे व्यापारियों ने जीएसटी का विरोध किया। उनको भी पता था कि उनकी इस टैक्स से कुछ नहीं होने वाला, पर फिर भी उन्होंने जीएसटी को समझने की बजाय स्ट्राइक करके अपनी एनर्जी और टाइम वेस्ट किया। जबकि दूसरी तरफ कुछ व्यापारियों ने जीएसटी को अच्छी तरह से समझ के गवर्नमेंट को ब्लेम करने की बजाय उनसे जो इम्प्रूवमेंट हो सकता था वो किया। ऐसे लोगों को ऑथर प्रोएक्टिव पीपल कहते हैं और उनके ऑपोजिट लोगों को रिएक्टिव पीपल। रिएक्टिव लोग हमेशा दूसरे लोगों को ब्लेम करते रहते हैं, जबकि प्रोएक्टिव लोग हमेशा ये सोचते हैं कि अब हम क्या कर सकते हैं और उसके बाद एक्शन भी लेते हैं। तो एक्सक्यूजेस देने की बजाय आप क्या कर सकते हो उनके बारे में सोचो और प्रोएक्टिव बनो। सेकेंड हैबिट है बिगिन विद द एंड इन माइंड। ऑथर के हिसाब से कोई भी चीज 2 बार क्रिएट होती है, पहले हमारे माइंड में और बाद में रियल वर्ल्ड में। जब हमें अपने घर में या ऑफिस में कहीं पेंटिंग लगानी हो तो हम पहले उसे ऐसे ही रख के इमेजिन करते हैं कि इस दीवार पे कैसी लगेगी, और उसके बाद ही हम उसे लगाते हैं जिससे हमें सेटिस्फेक्शन मिले। स्काईस्क्रेपर बनाने के लिए भी पहले इंजीनियर्स ब्लूप्रिंट तैयार करते हैं। वो अपने माइंड में मॉडल तैयार करते हैं जो वो एक्चुअली बनाना चाहते हैं, जिससे वो डिजायर रिजल्ट पा सके। तो ये तो हमारी लाइफ है। कुछ भी करने से पहले थोड़ा सोच लीजिए कि आप एक्चुअल में क्या चाहते हैं और उसके बाद ही स्टार्ट करें। थर्ड हैबिट है पुट फर्स्ट थिंग्स फर्स्ट। पूरे दिन में करने के लिए तो हमारे पास कई सारे काम होते हैं, पर वो करने के बाद भी हमें सेटिस्फेक्शन नहीं मिलता, क्योंकि हमें एक क्वाड्रेंट नहीं पता, जिसमें फर्स्ट है अर्जेंट एंड इम्पोर्टेंट। जैसे कि कल एग्जाम है तो आज पढ़ना, कल कोई डेडलाइन है तो उस काम को आज पूरा करना। ये सभी काम अर्जेंट भी है और इम्पोर्टेंट भी है। उसे अगर ना किया जाए तो हमें प्रॉब्लम भी हो सकती है। सेकेंड है नॉट अर्जेंट बट इम्पोर्टेंट। इसमें वो काम आएंगे जिसकी डेडलाइन नहीं होती, पर उस काम को ना करने पर प्रॉब्लम जरूर हो सकती है, जैसे कि एक्सरसाइज, इनफ स्लीप, फैमिली टाइम एटसेट्रा। थर्ड है अर्जेंट बट नॉट इम्पोर्टेंट। इसमें वो काम आएंगे जिससे हम फोकस नहीं कर पाते, जैसे कि मैसेजेस का रिप्लाई, फ्रेंड के कहने पर घूमने चले जाना एटसेट्रा। फोर्थ है नॉट अर्जेंट नॉट इम्पोर्टेंट। ये वो काम है जिसे हम ना ही करें तो बहुत फायदा होगा। हाईली इफेक्टिव लोग सबसे पहले सेकेंड क्वाड्रेंट के काम और उसके बाद फर्स्ट क्वाड्रेंट के काम करते हैं, और वो थर्ड और फोर्थ से तो दूर ही रहते हैं। इसीलिए हमें भी अपने काम को प्रायोरिटाइज करके पूरा करने की कोशिश करनी चाहिए, जिससे टाइम का इफेक्टिव यूज हो सके। फोर्थ हैबिट है थिंक विन विन। इफेक्टिव लोग कभी भी सिर्फ अपनी जीत के बारे में नहीं सोचते, वो हमेशा विन विन सिचुएशन से ही काम करते हैं। वो अपनी नीड और दूसरे लोगों की नीड को ऐसे जोड़ते हैं कि दोनों को लगता है कि इसमें फायदा मुझे ही हुआ। फिफ्थ हैबिट है सीक फर्स्ट टू अंडरस्टैंड देन टू बी अंडरस्टूड। ये हैबिट पूरी की पूरी डिपेंड करती है कि हम लोगों को किस प्रकार से सुनते हैं, क्योंकि सुनने के भी 5 प्रकार होते हैं। फर्स्ट है इग्नोरिंग लिसनिंग, जिसमें हम बोलने वाले की तरफ ध्यान ही नहीं देते। सेकेंड है प्रिटेंडिंग लिसनिंग, जिसमें हम सामने वाले की बात सुन रहे हैं ऐसा सिर्फ दिखावा करते हैं। थर्ड है लिसनिंग, जिसमें हमें जो अच्छा और सुनने योग्य लगे वो ही हम सुनते हैं। फोर्थ है अटेंटिव लिसनिंग, जिसमें शब्दों से ज्यादा महत्व हम वो किस प्रकार से बोले गए हैं उस पे ध्यान देते हैं, हम वो एनर्जी को फील करते हैं। और ये लिसनिंग हम जब कोई स्टोरी सुनते हैं और मोटिवेशनल स्पीकर को सुनते हैं तब यूज करते हैं। फिफ्थ है एम्फेटिक लिसनिंग, जो ऑथर हमें सजेस्ट करते हैं। ये वो सुनने का प्रकार है जिसमें हम अपने आप को बोलने वाले की जगह पर, यानी कि उनके नजरिए से देखते हैं। हमें किसी को सिर्फ रिप्लाई देने के लिए नहीं सुनना चाहिए, पर उनकी फीलिंग्स और उनके नजरिए से देखना चाहिए, जिससे हम सामने वाले के लिए एक ट्रस्टवर्दी इंसान बन सके। सिक्स्थ हैबिट है सिनर्जाइज। ये एक ग्रीक वर्ड है जिसका मतलब होता है वर्किंग टुगेदर। हमारे आसपास की सभी चीजें इसी प्रिंसिपल से ही काम करती है। कार, बाइक, स्मार्टफोन, रोबोट्स, मशीन एटसेट्रा में सभी पार्ट्स मिलजुल कर इतनी अच्छी तरह से वर्क करते हैं कि उससे मिलने वाला रिजल्ट एररलेस और बहुत ही इफेक्टिव होता है। यह हैबिट में हमें सभी काम का बोझ अपने ऊपर लेने की बजाय लोगों के साथ मिलकर वो काम को डिवाइड करके वर्क करना चाहिए। 7th हैबिट है शार्पन दी सो, मतलब कि जिस तरह हथियार शार्प हो तो कुछ भी काटना इजी हो जाता है, ठीक उसी तरह खुद हम अपने आप को कंटिन्यूसली फिजिकल, मेंटल, सोशल और स्पिरिचुअल फील्ड में डेवलप करें तो हमारे लिए कुछ भी पाना आसान हो सकता है। शार्पनिंग दी सो सिर्फ एक बार की प्रोसेस नहीं है, पर ये तो कंटिन्यूस एंडलेस सीखने की जर्नी है। हमारे पूरे दिन के 90% काम हमारी आदतों से ही होते हैं, तो अगर हम वो सारी आदतें इस 7 आदतों से रिप्लेस कर दे तो हम भी हाईली
So,
इफेक्टिव
my
बन
dear
सकते हैं।
friends, if you want to be a good professional, it's extremely important that we inculcate these habits. Ultimately, professional ethics has to do a lot of concern with professional ethics is concerned with development of good habits. You have to develop these good habits so as to become a better professional. There are some examples of companies like this PSPL, Polyhydrons Private Limited. If you look at this website of this company, you will find that this is doing a great business and doing a business of around 300 crores of rupees. But they have got some 10 professional ethics that they do follow in their company. The first is the purpose of business is to create wealth for the nation. You look at this ethical value that they are nurturing. Business and ethics are perfect match. Many of us think that if you are ethical, you won't be able to do business. If you are unethical, you'll be able to reap a lot of profits in business. This is a wrong notion. Business and ethics is a perfect match, is their professional ethic. Employee should earn wages and not be paid to him. Employee should work hard to earn these wages. He has to earn the wages. Yes, employer will not pay him wages. Another thing is profit includes income tax. Try to understand the professional ethical value behind this. What is the ethical value? Ethical value is that the profit that I earn, I have to pay out of that amount of profit. I should not charge the customers that the tax that I have to pay to the government. That is wrong. I have to pay the tax out of my profits. Management systems make money, products won't. So it is very important that management systems are should be robust. You have received an order, you are making a delivery. What is the time in which you are making that delivery of goods? That's very important, especially in especially in service. In service industry. It's extremely important that you render the service as fast as possible. Look at the another value that they nurture. They say every government officer is honest. This is their professional ethic. And this being their professional ethic, they don't pay bribes to the government officers. Every customer is a good paymaster. So they don't sell products at low prices. They sell products at reasonable prices, not maximum prices, reasonable ones. Because they believe that customer is a good paymaster. Customer will be able to pay good price, reasonable price for quality products. Then excellence and spirituality are related. If you're really excellent, means you are spiritual. If you are spiritual, then whatever work that you do has to be excellent. You should put all your energy into that work. That's a ethical value. That's a professional ethical value. And then their professional ethical value is suppliers, society, and the nature are not cows to be milked. You cannot extract beyond a certain limit from the nature. You cannot extract maximum profits from the society. You cannot do anything which is harmful to the society. So suppliers, society, and nature are not cows to be milked. Corruption adds to cost and reduces quality. That is their professional ethic, and therefore they don't indulge themselves into corruption. So, my dear friends, you'll find that there are good companies which do follow professional ethics like this, and there are companies which are owned by highly professional people, highly professional, but these professionals did not follow their ethical values. And because of not following ethical values, what happened to them? You look at the biodata of this excellent entrepreneur. He's an entrepreneur. He's a professional. He has undergone a lot of training, like he completed his BCom, then MBA in Ohio University, and then from Harvard University, he completed a ownership course and established an IT company in 1992 in India. Then he got several awards. 53,000 employees were working with him in 2004. He had offices in 28 big cities. Look at the achievements of this fellow. There are 6 to 8 bungalows in Europe. He had 6 to 8 bungalows in Europe. My dear friends, he was also an official IT service provider for FIFA World Cup football matches 2010. It's a great achievement. So far as his profession is concerned, he is excellent. He is excellent. But what happened? But he established a company called Mythos. His company's name was Satyam. And look at if you look at Satyam in a reverse way, it is Mythos. And then Mythos means untrue. And he reported that operating margin in his annual reports, he reported that annual operating margin is 64% of revenue, when actually it was only 3% of revenue. Satyam Computers wanted to invest some money in his son's business in Mythos Limited. So what did they do? Suppose 100 crore rupees they took, went to the bank, then they deposited it in the fixed deposit receipt. Then they gave the fixed deposit receipt to the chartered accountant, and chartered accountant saved it as a voucher. He passed a journal entry, and then 2 months later, this Satyam Computer owner went to the bank again, and he applied for a duplicate fixed deposit receipt. This is a fraud. This is called as a fraud, and that is unethical. And what did the bank do? He took the receipt. 1 month later, he again went to the bank and demanded an early encashment of fixed deposit receipt. He got the early encashment, got the money withdrawn, and he invested that money into Mythos Limited. My dear friends, this is totally unethical. This is totally a fraud. This is a fraud. And there are people, see, Ramalingam Raju is a great entrepreneur. Great entrepreneur. But because he didn't follow the ethical values, he didn't follow the professional ethics, what happened to him? Where is he now? Look at this gentleman. He is Dominic Strauss. He was the chairman of IMF, International Monetary Fund, which gives loans to the various governments of the nation. But he misbehaved with this lady Khan, and she went and complained with the police, and all his status, all his prestige, all his position, power, everything went into ashes the very next moment when police caught him. Actually, in France, the French people used to say that our prime minister should be like Dominic Strauss. In the pre-poll elections, they voted for him. But after that incident, after he misbehaved with this lady, then everything gone. Remember, he had to settle the case outside the court, and the case was settled for 3.7 billion pounds. Means how many rupees he had to give to this lady? He had to give 34 crores, 94 lakhs, 48,908 rupees he had to give to this lady in order to settle the case. And what happened? All his name, fame, all his power, everything gone into ashes. So everything gone into vain. You have seen there are many cases in India also where because of not following professional ethics, these people have doomed. Stock exchange frauds like Ketan Parekh, Rashad Mehta, airline frauds, Kingfisher's Malya. Remember, these people are very great people. Actually, they are great professionals, but because they didn't follow the ethical part of profession, you know where he is now. Real estate, Sahara, Subrata Roy, DSK, and all these examples. Let us listen to this clip, okay? And you will learn about ethical values, personal ethical values, and corporate ethical values. If they clash, then how one should behave. You will know this through this clip. Bollywood is teaching us professional ethics. Please see. It's a clip from a movie, Corporate.
क्या हुआ?
सर एक प्रॉब्लम है सर.
What is it?
प्लांट से कंट्रोल वालों का फैक्स आया है और वो कह रहे हैं कि हमारे सॉफ्ट ड्रिंक में पेस्टिसाइड्स के भारी ट्रेसेस मिले हैं.
सर एफडीए ने हमें लाइसेंस देने से इनकार कर दिया है।
What?
प्रॉब्लम इज एक्चुअली ये जो पेस्टिसाइड्स हैं ये पानी की सोर्स के अंदर ही है, इसलिए आसानी से डिटेक्ट नहीं हो पाते।
लेकिन प्लांट में वाटर ट्रीटमेंट सिस्टम होने के बावजूद ये कैसे हुआ?
सर हमारा वाटर ट्रीटमेंट सिस्टम इन पेस्टिसाइड्स को फिल्टर करने के लिए इक्विप नहीं है।
और कंसल्टेंट्स ने बताया है कि पनवेल और खोपोली के पास के खेतों में इंसेक्टिसाइड्स और पेस्टिसाइड्स का बहुत ज़्यादा इस्तेमाल होता है और कई सालों के इस्तेमाल की वजह से ये केमिकल्स वहाँ के वाटर टेबल में घुल मिल गए हैं। काफ़ी जहरीले केमिकल्स हैं सर।
सर स्टडीज के मुताबिक इनसे कैंसर भी हो सकता है। आगे चल के प्रेग्नेंट औरतों और बच्चों के इम्यून सिस्टम को भी खतरा पहुंच सकता है।
नवीन, what would you suggest? क्या करना चाहिए?
सर इमीडिएटली कोई ऑल्टरनेटिव सोल्यूशन ढूंढना होगा।
सर लेकिन उसके लिए भी थोड़ा वक्त लगेगा।
I told you before while starting in the initial part of my lecture that business objectives and social objectives they clash when you aim at maximizing your profits. See what happens now.
दस दिन में प्रोडक्ट लॉन्च है 14th को। तुम्हें वक्त चाहिए ना? 48 hours. That's it. 2 दिन। Okay? सो तुम्हारा कहने का मतलब है कि बॉटलिंग प्लांट कहीं और शिफ्ट कर दी जाए, उसमें लग जाएंगे करीब 2 महीने। मतलब ड्रिंक का लॉन्च भी 2 महीने डिले कर दें, राइट?
यस सर, लेकिन और कोई ऑप्शन नहीं है।
नवीन, आर यू प्लेन क्रेजी? हाँ, तुम्हें मालूम नहीं है कि ड्रिंक के लॉन्च के साथ हमारा पब्लिक इशू भी आ रहा है। लॉन्च को 2 महीने डिले करने का मतलब है कि पब्लिक इशू को कैंसिल कर दें। 4,000 करोड़ का नुकसान होगा तो होगा, साथ में ग्रुप की रेपुटेशन भी जाएगी।
Look at the priorities of the business and see what. Listen to the sentence that he utters now.
No, I can't delay the launch. I can't let this happen.
इसका मतलब ये हुआ कि हम पेस्टिसाइड वाला स्टॉक ही मार्केट में लॉन्च कर देंगे?
Yes. And don't get emotional about it, okay? आगे की सप्लाईज ठीक कर देंगे और किसी को इसके बारे में पता नहीं चलेगा। और वैसे भी हमारे देश में लाखों लोग गटर का पानी पीते हैं। How does it matter?
गटर का पानी पीते हैं। See the attitude of these people. See the attitude of this chairman. You know, he is saying that गटर का पानी पीते हैं, ये तो हमारा पेस्टिसाइड्स का पानी पिया है तो क्या होगा, उनको कैंसर होना है तो होने दो। But I cannot give up the public issue. I cannot give up the profits that I am going to get through the sale of products.
Just forget about it and let's roll it.
Excuse me, sir, but in that case,
ethical values of this person are clashing. So see what he does.
मैं रिजाइन करना चाहूंगा।
What? What? Don't be impulsive, नवीन। इतना बड़ा डिसीजन जल्दबाजी में मत लो।
नहीं सर, मुझे लगता है मेरा ये डिसीजन बिल्कुल सही है।
Oh, like that. Your principles and all that. Well, उस केस में तो मैं तुम्हें रोक भी नहीं सकता। हालांकि अच्छा होता अगर तुम इस प्रोजेक्ट में हमारे साथ रहते, क्योंकि तुम इस प्रोजेक्ट के बारे में इतना जानते हो।
मैं आपको एश्योर करता हूं सर, मैं इस प्रोजेक्ट के बारे में कहीं भी कुछ भी नहीं बोलूंगा।
That was never my worry, नवीन। Do well wherever you are, और याद रखना कि इस कंपनी के दरवाजे तुम्हारे लिए हमेशा खुले हैं।
थैंक यू सर।
So this Bollywood film is teaching us the professional ethics and ethical values of an individual. Professionally, what the chairman is saying may be true for the company, but it is injurious to the health of the people. It is injurious to the health of the society. We are extracting water with pesticides, and then we cannot remove those pesticides from the water. And he's saying that sell that product. वैसे तो गटर का पानी लोग पीते हैं. Here, his individual ethical values and his corporate ethical values are clashing, so he decided to leave the job. Mahatma Gandhi has once said, when wealth is lost, my dear friends, I'm going to take an examination, a test of 20 marks after this session is over. You know, you will get a link, madam will send you a link, and you have to appear for a 20 marks, 10 questions, 2 marks each. You have to appear for a test, and all the questions are based on the what you have learned in this particular lecture. Mahatma Gandhi once said, when wealth is lost, nothing is lost. When health is lost, something is lost. And when character is lost, everything is lost. Let's listen to Swami Gyanavatsal, okay, from one ashram. Let us see what he says. From Gyanavatsal Maharaj, from Akshardham temple.
आप कितने भी टैलेंटेड हैं, इंटेलिजेंट हैं, एकेडमिकली क्वालिफाइड हैं, डबल एमबीए है आपके पास, एलएसई के हार्वर्ड से, ऑक्सफोर्ड से, दिस विल काउंट ओनली 20% ऑफ योर सक्सेस. 80% इज योर वैल्यूज एंड वर्च्यूज. आप पढ़ लेना 1000 व्यक्ति के जीवन चरित्र जो जीवन में सफल हुए हैं. इट काउंट्स मोर. बिकॉज मैं आपको बोलूं, your talent, your intelligence and your academic qualification can open any gate for you, but only your values and character will keep the gate open. आपके लिए कोई भी दरवाजा खुल जाएगा क्योंकि आप पढ़े लिखे हो, आप बहुत टैलेंटेड हो, आप बहुत इंटेलिजेंट हो, लेकिन वो दरवाजा तभी खुला रहेगा आपके लिए हमेशा अगर आपके कैरेक्टर में कोई प्रश्न नहीं आया तो. आप ये भी पढ़ते होंगे न्यूज़पेपर में, हर 10 दिन 20 दिन में एक बार ये प्रसंग बनता है, न्यूज़पेपर में रिपोर्ट होता है. वो तो जो व्यक्ति इस प्रकार का होता है जिसका न्यूज़पेपर में कभी रिपोर्ट आता है उसी का नाम आता है, उसके अलावा 10-15 का नाम नहीं आता. बाकी तो हर रोज ये प्रसंग बनते हैं. हर 10-15 दिन आप सुनते होंगे न्यूज़पेपर में कि किसी बड़े व्यक्ति ने अपने जीवन में कोई बड़ी गलती की, सिद्धांत, नीति, नियम और चारित्र में. इसकी वजह से वे बड़े पद प्रतिष्ठा से गिर पड़े. हाँ या ना? सुना है और पढ़ा भी है ना, और पढ़ते हो ना, यस और नो? तो ये बात याद रखना कि अगर 20, 30, 40 साल तक भी आपने बड़ा अच्छा पुरुषार्थ करके एक बड़ी बात जीवन में हासिल की, तो भी अगर चारित्र में कोई तकलीफ आएगी तो आप मिलियनर यूथ नहीं रहेंगे, आप बन जाएंगे बैगर यूथ. तो पुरुषार्थ के साथ ये सद्गुण थोड़े हैं, वो जीवन में रखना बहुत जरूरी है. Another good thing that I would like to put forward today when it comes to millionaire youth, जीवन में क्रिएटिविटी भी थोड़ी रखना, थोड़ा कॉन्फिडेंस भी रखना. रिवर्सेस तो आएंगे, सेटबैक्स तो आएंगे, फेलियर्स का अनुभव भी कभी होगा. हाँ या ना? इज पार्ट ऑफ लाइफ. लेकिन उससे हताश मत हो जाना, निराश मत हो जाना. जीवन में रोज सुबह उठ के अपने आप को बोलना, until I can run, I will run. When I can't run, I'll walk. When I can't walk, I'll crawl. But I will not stop. I'll keep moving. ये सिद्धांत होता है जीवन में. Till I live, till the last breath of my life, I'll keep walking. I'll keep crawling. But थोड़ा भी होना, देखते रहना, आंखें खुली रखना, कान खुले रखने, तो कहीं बात आ जाती है.
You are really fortunate because you are listening to Swami Gyanavatsal Maharaj. A very important point that he said. आपके कैरेक्टर में कुछ प्रॉब्लम हो, आपके एथिकल वैल्यूज में कुछ प्रॉब्लम हो, with all your success will be washed out in case you have a problem in your character. So therefore, you should learn and understand the importance of human values as an individual, as in a social circle when you go in your career path. Which career path do you select? Because the company is paying you good salary, will you work for a cigarette manufacturing company or a liquor company? You must have some ethical values and say that no, whatever may happen, if the company is manufacturing the goods which are injurious to the health of these people of this society, I will not work there. Even if I get less amount, I will work with lesser amount, but I will not go only because they are paying higher salary. So you should understand the values when you are selecting a career path, and as a national life also. You have to learn some case studies, of lives of great successful people, Ratan Tata, Indra Nuri, or Infosys chief Sachin Tendulkar, then APJ Abdul Kalam, and many people from the sports section also. They also achieved something in life because they followed ethical values in their professions. In their individual life also they followed some ethical values, and in professional life also they followed some ethical values. For example, they followed the values like love and compassion, non-violence, okay, righteousness, or peace. Service of man is service to the God. They followed this. Every choice, okay, is a renunciation. You are renunciating many things when you select a particular thing. Not lies, but truth is the thing that they followed, and become self-conscious participant, practitioner of the human values. How these values can be inculcated in me so that I can be professionally ethical? I will be ethical irrespective of the profession that I will do. I will be ethical. Ethical means I will have good character. I will have good values. I will have good moral standards upon which I will work. I will inculcate them in my life. So, of whatever profession I work in, I will be able to I will be able to succeed because I have some ethical values. My dear friends, Jagat Guru Jaggi Vasudev says that a bird can fly with. Can a bird can fly? He asked a question. Can a bird fly with one wing? No. Only with the wing of avidya, he cannot fly high. Like with materialistic knowledge, bird cannot. You cannot go higher at higher standards or higher in the higher categories or in higher levels. You cannot become the manager. You cannot become the general manager. You cannot become the chairman. Only with materialistic knowledge. But what is necessary is that you must also have avidya, vidya, that is self-knowledge. Those people, you can reach to the particular level, but you cannot remain there for a longer period of time if you don't have self-knowledge. So, bird can fly high with two wings. As a bird can fly high with two wings, a person also can progress in life with two things which are very important. One, the materialistic knowledge, the professional knowledge that he must have. And the another thing is spiritual knowledge, that is ethical part of it. And we can see many great personalities, who have who have followed, who have inculcated both these things in their lives, and therefore they are where they are today. Okay, and there are many people like Benjamin Franklin is there, then Vishweshwaraya, Mahatma Gandhi, Abraham Lincoln, Ratan Tata, APJ Abdul Kalam, and all these people who also got Vidya and Avidya as well. Avidya and Vidya as well. Okay, these people were barristers. Also, they had some good knowledge of spiritual background also. So that is very important. And you will find that they kept somebody as their ideal. They read his life, they read his sayings, and they tried to follow their footpath. Okay, and then they tried to follow their path so that they could succeed. My dear friends, we should study the lives of the great personalities because it is said in Bhagavad Gita in chapter 3, Shloka 21. I'll read the English part, Sanskrit part of it, and you read the Marathi part of it, English part of it. Yad yad acharati sreshtha. Whenever whatever the great people do, tatta deve tarojana. The same action is imitated by others. Sayat pramanam kurute. The example set by great men. And remember, you belong to a very great institution. Okay. And therefore, Kaveri College, you are going to be an alumni of Kaveri College. You are going to occupy top positions in corporates. And therefore, you have got a lot of responsibility. Because yad yad acharati sreshta tatta deve tarojana sayat pramanam kurute. That becomes a example. Whatever manner in which you behave, becomes an example. Lokas tadanu vartate, and the world will follow your examples. So the professional ethics and the professional ethics that the people at the top follow percolate to the bottom of the management hierarchy. This is my common example that I share in almost all my lectures. Can you tell me, why is this candle burning? What are the factors that keep the candle burning? Because there is a wax, because there is a thread, because it is lit, because there is no wind to blow it out, because there is oxygen. All these answers are correct. But there is one important answer which is very important. One answer which is very important. There is one more factor that keeps the candle burning. And the factor is that if you keep the candle upside down, what will happen? The same wax will extinguish it, isn't it? So the direction is very important. The direction in which the candle is kept is extremely important. If it is kept at the right direction, wax and thread, everything will help the candle to keep on burning. And if you keep it in the wrong direction, the same wax will extinguish the fire. Actually, the wax is meant for burning the fire, but the same wax will trickle down from the thread and it will extinguish the fire. So, my dear friends, you can progress professionally if you have correct direction of your attitude towards looking at your work. Don't go in for shortcuts. See to it that the path that you have selected is righteous. So if you think yourself as strong, you will be strong, and you will follow the professional ethics diligently. So think yourself that you are strong, you can follow professional ethics. But if you think yourself weak, then you will not be able to follow the professional ethics, and then your life will be doomed. How much part of the iceberg is above the sea? Only 10%, and 90% is below the sea. This 10% and 90% example can be used for our attitude also. See, the manners, etiquettes, your behavior, outer behavior, lot depends upon your values, standards, judgments, motives, ethics, and beliefs that are within you. They make a lot of impact on your manners and etiquettes. They make a lot of impact on your ethical values that you inculcate. My dear friends, your conscious mind, through your conscious mind, there are a lot of things that are going into your unconscious mind, and you should take care of your conscious mind. Through your ears, a lot of things you're listening that is going to your subconscious mind. Okay, through your nose, you're smelling something that is creating an impression on your subconscious mind. You're touching something, and that is creating some impression in your subconscious mind, and you are the sum total of all these impressions. Your character is sum total of all these impressions. Through eyes, you see a lot of things, and that is getting stored in your subconscious mind. Through your tongue, you're talking something, you're tasting something, that is also going to the subconscious mind and creating some impressions there. And your personality is the sum total of all these impressions, remember. And therefore, Gandhiji, gave the example of these three monkeys. Don't see what is bad, don't speak what is bad, and don't listen to the bad things. My dear friends, let us learn in this lecture on professional ethics, how can we inculcate good habits? Remember how the habits are formed. Whatever you contemplate, 60 times in a day, gives birth to the thought, one thought. And whatever thought that you keep on, pondering over throughout the day gives birth to one action. Whatever action that you repeat throughout the day, gives birth to the habit. And habits are extremely difficult to be removed. Even if you inculcate bad habits, then they are very difficult to be removed. Even if you remove H, a bit remains. Even if you remove A, bit remains. Even if you remove B, the habit remains. And if you inculcate good habits remain with you. And with these good habits, if you could work for days and months and years, it will result into your behavior. People will say his behavior is good. And if you work with the same good behavior for years together, then your character is formed. I have prepared a small diary for character building. That diary is available with Shweta madam, and she will forward it to you on your WhatsApp. But this is the diary. Not big one, you have to do only ticking. This is a diary for character building through self-introspection. Every day before going to bed, if you could introspect, And if you could ask certain questions to yourself as to how did you behave during the day, what things did you do wrong, what things you did right, whatever you did wrong can be improved on the very next day. So the education which does not help the individual to equip themselves for struggle of life, which does not bring strength of character, the spirit of philanthropy, and the courage of a lion, is it worth of the name of education? So it is important that doing is good, but that comes out of taking. Okay, so fill up your brain, okay, with good thoughts, good ideas, okay, and place them day in and day out, and you will see that great work can be done and your character is formed. Okay, in this Excel sheet, you will find that there are certain things that you should do regularly, and these are the dates. These are the dates. These are 31 days of the month, 30 days of the month, or 31 days. If you have done this, then tick this. Okay, you can tick this particular column. Okay, tick the row if you have done the physical exercise, concentration exercise, daily prayers, good deed that you if did you do a good deed today, did you respect the elders, did you take the balanced diet, did you avoid temptations, did you do some household work, okay, or did you weaken your ego, did you follow the timelines, did you were you unselfish in your work? If you were, just tick it. And there is self evaluation also. If there are 12 ticks, then you can say this sentence to yourself. If there are 9 to 11 ticks, then this sentence you can say to yourself. My dear friends, for months, for years, if you continue with good inculcating of good habits, your character will be good and you will be a good professional. A good professional is the professional who follows ethics and values. So what is important is, irrespective of your profession, you must follow good ethical values. Let us come to the last part of the lecture. Let me tell you a story. Good habit should become a part of your character, so much so that even if you think of a bad thing, it should not be implemented through you. There was this game in a circus. He used to throw knives, but it used to go into the board. It doesn't touch the fellow. It was not killing that fellow. So the boy and the girl got married. One day he thought that I want to get rid of this wife, so I will hit the knife in such a way that it will kill her. Then the music started in the circus. Music started, and it was a circus show in the circus. So the music started. He took out the knife from his belt and threw it at her, but it didn't touch her. It went near her ears. It went near her shoulders, but it didn't kill her. So there was a bad intention in his mind. He wanted to kill her because he was his wife and there were some quarrels between them. But he couldn't kill him because he had developed a good habit of throwing the knife in such a way that it will not hit her. So good habits, my dear friends, should 1 minute. 1 minute. I'll just bring it forward. 1 second. Give me just 1 minute. This has gone back. I'll just bring it to the front. Okay, and it will come. Okay, so good behavior should become a part of your character, so much so that even if you think of doing bad things, we should not bring those bad things into action. That is called a good value. That is called a good professional. A good professional is one who follows ethics, and therefore it is said in one of the Upanishads, Kathopanishad, Atma tu rathinam viddhi, shariram rathamevatu, buddhim tu sarathim viddhi, manah pragraham. It says horses of a chariot are like 5 senses. These senses are controlled by mind because horses are controlled by reins, and reins are in the hands of the chariot driver, and somebody sitting in the chariot. So the senses should be controlled by the mind. Mind should be controlled by the intellect, and intellect must be controlled by the Atman. And remember, if there is no coordination between this, then you will inculcate bad habits, you will indulge yourself into bad things. Your senses should be controlled by mind, mind should be controlled by intellect, and intellect must be controlled by the Atman. Now I come to the last part. Let us chant the 10-point oath of Abdul Kalam, which is propounded by Abdul Kalam, which he delivered on the eve of Republic Day. I will read the part and you will read it at home. Okay, by muting my microphones. I will pursue my education or work. Please say it loudly. Let your parents also listen this, and your parents also can read this, because this is the oath given by Abdul Kalam. I will pursue my education of work with dedication and will excel in it. From now onwards, I will teach at least 10 persons to read and write. I will plant at least 10 saplings and shall ensure their growth through constant care. I will visit rural and urban areas and permanently wean away at least 5 persons from addiction and gambling. My dear friends, anybody can do this. This is your ethical values, irrespective of your profession. You should follow these values, because there are professional ethics for different professions, and we cannot speak about different professions and their related ethical values. So some common points applicable to every profession. I will constantly endeavor to remove the pains of my suffering brethren. I will not support any religious, caste, or language differentiation. I will be honest and endeavor to make a corruption-free society. I will work towards becoming an enlightened citizen and make my family righteous. The second last, I will always be a friend of the mentally and physically challenged, and I will work hard to make them feel normal like the rest of us. I will proudly celebrate the success of my country and my people. Now, my dear friends, I request you to kindly take a snapshot, scan this QR code. You will get a Google questionnaire, a Google quiz. Scan this, get a Google quiz, answer 10 questions, and you will get marks out of 20. Your marks will not be displayed immediately, but marks will be displayed on your email IDs, when I release the marks from the Google questionnaire, okay, Google form questionnaire, then the marks will be released. I hope you are taking the snapshot of this. Keep it with you, open the link, and you will get a 20 marks test. Everybody should appear for the test. Okay, I am going to submit these marks to your madam, okay, in order to find out how far you have followed from the lecture. Okay, and then madam is also going to send the link of this on your WhatsApp group. I have sent the link to madam, and Dr. Shweta madam will send the link to you as well. And my dear friends, there is one more QR code. This is the second one. Okay, this QR code is for your feedback on my lecture. Give me some suggestions so that I can improve my lecture next time. So you will see a questionnaire with 3-4 questions. Answer them, and I will get your feedback on my lecture, and I can improve my lecture next time. Okay, if you have suggestions, please feel free to give. This link is also given to Dr. Shweta madam. She will forward you on WhatsApp group. My dear friend, this is my cell number. This is my email ID. In case you feel like contacting me for your personal problems, for counseling, please contact. I do counsel the students free of cost in case you need my counsel. Thank you very much for being with me for this last hour. And thanks to the principal of the college, thanks to the organizers of this program, and thank all of you for giving me a patient listening. I will end the sharing of the screen.